History of computers. Learning about the history of computer. Hello friends, have you ever wondered who invented the computer? Well, the computer was not invented by one single person. The term computer was originally given to the people who had to do a lot of calculations. But this job was very boring. They had to repeat the same type of calculation all the time. Therefore, scientists tried to invent a machine that can perform the task of computing repetitively, accurately, and fast. The machine we call computers today are the result of many years of work by many people. Let us explore the history of computers right from the early days. Early counting. Ancient people used their fingers, stones, and sticks for counting or made scratches on a wall to keep count of their animals. Sometimes they even tied knots in a rope to record information. You know that the numbers 0 to 9 are called digits? But did you know that the word digit actually refers to a finger or toe? The first tools used by men to count were his own fingers. Abacus. The abacus was the first calculating device created by man. The abacus was used about 2300 years ago by the Babylonians. Later, it was developed in China. The abacus has a wooden frame which is divided into two parts by a horizontal bar. These parts have vertical wires with beads on them. These beads are used for counting and calculating. The abacus is still used as a calculating device in many advanced countries like Japan and Russia. One can do very big calculations very quickly using an abacus. Napier's bones. About 400 years ago, John Napier, a Scottish mathematician, invented a calculating machine which was made by a set of rods carved from bones. Hence, it was named as Napier's bones. These rods were used to do multiplication. Pascaline. In the year 1642, Blaise Pascaline, a French mathematician, invented the first gear device calculating machine which is called Pascaline. The device that existed before the Pascaline were purely manual calculating devices. The Pascaline was the first calculating device that used machines called gears. The gears are a set of toothed wheels connected to each other. The Pascaline could only add and subtract numbers. Punched card. In 1801, a French textile weaver named Joseph-Marie Jacquard invented a way of automatically controlling the threads on a silk loom. It had a long row of wooden cards which a series of holes punched into it in a pattern. The loom could automatically read the designs from the cards and weave accordingly. This revolutionized the weaving industry. This loom was known as Jacquard's loom. Charles Babbage and his analytical engine. In 1833, an English mathematician, Charles Babbage, designed a machine that could do complicated calculations and store the results at each stage. It was called the analytical engine. It was the first mechanical computer. Since this machine laid the basic of modern computers, Charles Babbage is known as the father of computer. Lady Ada Lovelace. Lady Ada Lovelace is called as the first programmer in the computer history. She was the first to introduce the concept of programming, that is, how a machine could be made to follow a series of instructions. Mark I. Harwood was the man to develop the first computer that ran on electricity. It was known as Mark I. This was the general-purpose computer which was as big as a hall, 8 feet height and 51 feet long. ENIAC. In 1946, the first all-electronic computer, the Electronic Integrator and Calculator, that is ENIAC, was invented by John P. Jacquard and John W. Mauchly. The ENIAC cost millions of dollars, occupied a whole room, and could do 100 calculations in a second. The present computer took its gradually from these early computers. Difference between electrical and electronic machine. An electronic machine has many small parts which can use small electrical circuits to do their work. These parts are called electronic parts. A computer is fitted with many electronic parts, so a computer is also an electronic machine. On the other hand, electrical machines are those that use electricity to turn but do not have the ability to control small circuits. Examples of electrical machines are heaters, fans, and lights in our house. Summary. We have learned about the history of computer in this lesson. Keep learning, students. Bye-bye.